Good morning, everyone. Okay, let me teach you how to create booleans or other data types today. So we'll continue from booleans. So can I say boolean is just talking about true or false. Can I say print 13 is greater than 6. Let me say 13 is greater than 6. So let me do another one so that we can have the two at the same time. Can I say 6 is greater than 13? So if I run my code now, you see the first one is true while the second one is false. So it's just true or false, and that's all. So the next thing I want us to do is list in Python. So the list in Python are going to you declare a list using your square bracket. For example, now I can say school underscore in underscore Benway is equals to square bracket. So I can name quality, comma, I can name government secondary school. Sorry, let me put it in quotes. Can name government secondary schools. I can name international schools. I can name national schools. I can name community school. Yeah. So I have declared my list now. So if I print my list, let me print school. If I print my list school in Benway, this is what we're going to see. The schools will display this way. I can decide and add one school here. It allows duplicates. From here now, let me say quality again, comma. Let me say quality. So if I print it again, you discover that quality will appear twice. It allowed duplicate. You use this in for like admission process. You want to shortlist list for admission. For example, now in the note, you discover that in the class or in one local government or one area, even in one family, you have Mohammed Musa like 4 times. So you want to publish their names now, you can use list to do that. List can do slincing too. You can just print part of the list. For example, now I can say print school. Remember your slincing, the slincing we did. I can print 2. This is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Or let me print international, which is 3. Can just print it. So only international will come up now. See international here will now appear. So if I want to print anyone, I will do that. And one thing about list again, you can remove, you can add, you can do anything you want to do on this slincing. There are so many methods of it. If you check, you can do all. We don't have much time to do all these things now. So I want to introduce something to you. For loop. We are going to discuss this in details in our next class, but I want to introduce it to you now because we want to use it in one exercise. So for now, let me apply for loop. Let's see. I will now say for x in school in Benway column. I will now say print x. So if I print x now, discover that the square bracket will not appear again. It just appear from here down here. The square bracket will not appear again. Are we together? Good. So now another one is called tuple. Tuple. Or let's do one example. Let's do one practical example on this before we go to tuple. Okay, so that the video will not be too long. Example. Let me say it. Example. Create West African Examination Council questions. Now I'm now saying print West Africa examination. West Africa examination. I'll now say print again. I'll now say instructions. Instruction is going to be answer all questions by writing your best option. Good. Best option. Yeah. Okay, so let me say it. Let me do something and say it. Name is equals to input. Enter your full name. So you have to enter your name before you start. So let me run this code and see. Enter your full name. So if I say my full name is Charles, what will happen? Good. Charles will appear. Good. We're going to make use of this variable name later. So I can now say it QS. I'm using this for question is equals to what can I do now? Can I say print who is the governor of Benue State? Press enter. So I will now use this for answer equals to I'm going to use a list, and now it said let me declare this first here, then I will now say autumn. I will now say Gabriel, sorry, Gabriel. I will now say Kume. Okay, so I'm gonna run this code first and see that if there is any mistakes, I will fix it now. This with Africa examination instruction. Answer all questions by writing your best option. Enter your full name. So let me say Charles. Yeah. So who is the governor of Benue State? Good. So who is the governor of Benue State? Let me say this is Q1 for column, so that I can appear well. So let me change this thing to A because instruction says to choose the best option. So a dot, or let me say b dot, or let me say c dot, or let me say d dot. Okay, now for this thing to appear, for this list to appear, we need to print it first. But I want to print in such a way that it, okay, let me just print now. Let me just print this list so that I can see print answer 1, print answer 1. So if I print this answer 1 now, see the way it's going to appear. Name, let me say Charles. So see the way it just appear earlier, but I want it to come down straight, just the way it used to appear on paper. So I'll now print it this way. I will now say it for loop. I'm using for now. For x in answer 1, for x in answer 1, for column print x. So we discovered that this will not come down straight. So let me run this code again and see. Full name Charles. You see now, don't come down now straight. So question 1, who is the governor of Benue State? Now come down straight. So you need to choose the option. Is it A, B, or C? Now I cannot declare a variable. I can say solution 1 is equals to, let me say input. I'll now say enter answer, give space. So I will now say if solution 1 is equals to let me say it equals to A, then I'll now say print good. S, print wrong. Then I'll now say it, Control Z, I'll now say exit your code. Now let's run this code. So the first thing here is my name, and proceed to Charles. Okay, now who is the governor of Benue State? Ali Auton. So the options here says A, the conditions here say A. So let me put A. Now it's now telling me good because I use small a. What about if somebody use a capital A? Let me run this code and use capital A. Let's see what will happen. See, so let me use capital A now as my solution. It will not tell me wrong. So there is issue somewhere, because someone can decide to use capital A. Okay, use any one the person want to use. So I will now come here and say it dot upper dot lower. We did this thing dot upper dot lower. So let me run this code now. Charles. So now I'm going to use a capital A. So now good. But if I decide to use any other thing apart from capital A or small a, if I use like C now, it will tell me wrong. So you use upper dot lower for anything you want. Good. So let's continue now. Let's just question 1. Let me just set only 3 questions so that the video will not be too long for you to watch. So let me say it, Q2 is equals to print how many states are in Nigeria. Many states are in Nigeria. So I can now say it. Answer 2 is equals to, I'm going to declare a list, a bracket. I will now say it 34, comma, bracket, 35, comma, bracket, 36, comma, quotation, 37. So I will come here and do the same thing we did there. Can I say this is A dot, come here and say this is B dot, come here and say this is C dot, come here and say this is D dot. So the next thing I want to print our list, we'll now say it for x in answer 2, we'll now say print x, so that we can have it down, print x. So let's go ahead again and give the condition, which is going to be solution 2 is equals to, we're going to use input, we'll now say enter answer, quotation, I'll now say enter answer, give space, do the same thing, dot upper, do the same thing, dot lower. So the next thing now, we're going to pass the condition if the solution 2 is equals to C, which C is the answer, equals to C. For column, we're going to print good. S, we're going to print wrong. Good, to print wrong. So let's run this code and let's see how the second questions see. So the first one is A, which is good. So the second one is C, but let me choose B, which is wrong. Good. So it's working fine. So okay, let me set it. Last question now, where I can see question 3 is equals to print let me see which past president died this year, question mark. So I can now say answer 3 is equals to, let me declare a list. We're using our list today. I can now say Ahmed, comma, can I say Buhari, and say comma, can I say Musa, comma, can I say good luck. So as usual, let me come back here, and this is a dot. I come here and I say this is b dot. I come back here and I say this is c dot. I come back here and I say this is d dot. Good. So I want to print our list, so I can now introduce for loop for x in answer 3. Answer 3 print x. Print x. Good. X now. So let's give our condition now. Let's give our condition now, which is solution 3 is equals to input. Let me say enter answer, give you no space. So we can now say it if solution 3 is equals to what is the answer? B equals to B colon. We're now going to print good. Sorry, print good. S. We're now going to print wrong. Yeah. So, but we're not putting our conditions here. Let me say dot upper dot lower, so that I can use an alphabet. Good. So let me run this code now. Let me say my name is Charles. Who is the governor of Benue State? A. Good. How many states are in Nigeria? I'm going to put number here now. How many states are in Nigeria? Let me choose the wrong one and say B. Which past president died this year? Let me put P. Yeah, say good. So I'll come here and say this is question 3. This is Q3. And I will come here and say this is Q2. This is Q2. It's Q2. Yeah. So we are good to go now. So I want to add up the questions that I'm getting right. So I'll come here on top here after the instruction. I'll come on top here after the instruction. I'll now declare a variable called score. Score is equals to 0. Then I will add up this score. Anywhere is good, I will now say score is plus or equals to 1. You just copy this. You remember this. Remember this operator. So anywhere that is good, I will now paste it. Anywhere that I score good, I will now paste it. So I will come here and I will say print score. So let me run this code again and let's see. So my name is Charles. So A, so C, so B. So I got 3. So you add up the good ones, the ones I get. This is the use of this operator. Okay, now I want to do something here. I can now say it. Let me say it. Name, comma, you score this. So let me run this code again and let's see what is going to appear. Name, just please. Let me say A, and let me say C, and let me say B. So Charles, you score 3. Charles, you score 3. Because I declare a variable here on top here, and the variable I call it name. See it here on top here, name. So any name you input here is going to appear down here. We are going to use this one as time goes on. So I can now decide to say this score now divide by 3, because I have 3 questions, and I'm going to multiply it by 100 so that I can have it in percentage, and I'm going to include the sign of percentage on my score. So I'm going to put, there is a comma here. Good. So let me run this code now. So my name is Charles Lupa. Charles Lupe. Charles Lupe. Good. So the first one A, the second one C, and the third one B. So now say Charles Lupa, you score 100%. Good. I can put conditions here to print whether you pass or you didn't pass, and do so many things here. Okay, so we're going to stop here today. Just study this. Thank you.